Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of the KindaCool podcast. And you know, it's a super special episode because I have a freaking guest. It's been a running gag on my show or on this podcast where it was supposed to be about talking with small creators, other creators, anything. And then for like 20 episodes, there's a gap of like no guests. So finally I have Hayden, aka Crispy Boy, on the podcast. What up, Hayden? Give us the lore, give us the backstory of your whole channel, everything.
Hey man, it's great. Thank you first off for having me here. Like, this is my first time I've ever done any form of participation with another YouTuber, I guess. Like
a collab?
Yeah, a collab. I guess that's a better word.
I think that's what the YouTubers say, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it's honestly great to be here. I was honestly very excited. I wrote down like a bunch of questions before we started. Because I don't get to interact with small YouTubers like me, right? So it's it's honestly super cool to like interact with someone here. Where did I get my start? I think when I first started YouTube, I started with a Let's Play, like most YouTubers, with a bud of mine, and it was through that process that I slowly learned how to create and edit. You know what I mean? So for like a while, it was just me and him. We were running off one another, but I wanted to work on more like long-term, just like more heavily edited things, like, you know, other YouTubers do. So man, I started Crispy Boy probably like 3 years ago, just like your channel. But yeah, it was just like, it was fun. I don't know. YouTube's always been like such a great outlook or output for me, you know, just to like interact with other people. And it's been super rewarding so far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand completely. And sorry for my setup. Anyone looking, like, we have our podcast set up and our movie commentary set up back here, and we're doing that later, so I didn't want to take it down. So just kind of ignore this part of the screen.
Yeah. I did a lot of cleaning off camera, and I'm just like, all right, we're gonna have to hide all this gross nastiness here.
Oh, come on, look at that, spotless, nice, everything tucked away back there.
You know, I just moved into this house, like probably 2 months ago. All of this, I had all the games just everywhere. I'm a big video game collector, but I just had just gross things just everywhere and weird areas. So it was finally like an opportunity for me to clean. Like, if I were to move the camera at all this way, you'll see my entire mess. So
okay, like, you just pushed like
weird.
Patrick Star push.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To the side of the screen, and you see our Minecraft, our little creeper cup right there.
I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
So anyways, let's talk about how we came to meet. So there was a competition. Well, there is still going on a competition. Good old Frost Dog, aka Peter Plays, who came out of the woodwork and said, "Hey guys, do a video about gratitude, and you know, someone's gonna win some money." And I'm like, "All right, cool, that sounds fun." And then I saw you commented on the thing saying, "Is this?" I don't remember what you said, but like something like, "Is this for real?"
It was a great opportunity. Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, this guy, he's competition for me. I'm like, I'm clicking on him. Let's see what this guy does, because he's making a video, you know, and I'm making a video. Let's see what he does. And then I was like, oh crap, this dude he's good. He does good stuff. So I was
I watched your video too. Yeah. And I was just like, man, this guy, green screen, that's fucking awesome. Look at all this. Like, he's doing really good.
Thanks,
have you checked anyone else out in the competition?
Yeah, dude, I looked at all the videos on that list, and I was like,
man, they're all so good. I was so impressed with each and every single one. Honestly, yeah, whoever wins the competition, like, hats off. Everyone deserved it.
Yeah. What stuck out to me was the different variety of videos. Like, there was so diverse, so many different types of videos. Watching them all, I was like, wow, I thought there'd be some more similar things between his audience, you know, like he has.
Oh yeah.
But they were all different. Everything was different, and I was like, wow, that was surprise. That was the biggest surprise to me.
Oh yeah, no, me too. I wasn't entirely sure how many people had actually like went into the competition themselves, just like joining. And I was really surprised, yeah, seeing all this like wide variety of people joining the competition. I don't know, it was cool. I like your video because you were talking about YouTube, and what a great place it is to interact with people,
Yep.
and just watch people's content. And I think really that's my favorite thing about YouTube is the community involved with it. Because I don't know, every single time I've hopped on YouTube and like seen a big content creator, they've always just like been able to communicate with one another and just enjoy each other's company. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
Like by far my favorite thing. Absolutely, 100%.
So come clean, real quick. Did you vote for yourself on
I
that
did.
thing?
I did vote for myself. Did you? Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, yeah. I was
I
like,
mean-
man, is it ethical for me to vote for myself?
They give you the option, so you
I
get
know,
one
yeah.
vote.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
okay.
legal for the politicians. You can vote for yourself. You get a vote, so
Yeah,
you can vote
yeah.
for yourself. So if you can do it at the highest political level, it's okay for an internet contest. I feel like.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, hats off to everyone that joined that competition, especially Frost Dog for like hosting it.
Yeah, how did you know about Frost Dog?
You know, I was a big fan of the Game Grumps. I still am technically. And he had the you know, the compilation of all of his videos.
Yep.
And then Frost Dog, you know, he hopped on one of his videos. He's like, "Hey, I'm doing a YouTube channel of my own Let's Play." So I'm like, "Oh, that sounds fun." And I clicked it. Funny dude, like really, honestly, honest to God, funny man. I'm like, "Wow, this guy's cool." Awesome. Yeah. So it was just,
he puts out some like like my shit is so amateurish, but I think that's why I like it in a way. I do it more where it, like, I kind of play into the amateurishness of the production, but Peter's stuff is like fucking legit. It's like so clean. His audio's crisp.
it's good.
He's got like the setup. Everything is like, it's 4K, and I'm like, dude, this guy's like a professional setup. And
Yeah, no, I like his backgrounds a lot. Very good. I like how you said that your videos are a little more on the amateur side. I found it hilarious. I was watching a few of your videos, but before we hopped on, and I watched the what video was it? It had to been the kid video of like YouTubers
kids.
appealing to kids. And
Yeah.
I saw your little hat with the green area.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so good if that was intentional. That is hilarious, honest to God.
You know that, well, it wasn't so intentional because I didn't, like, I knew that there was, I didn't realize there was a big, like, in the moment, a big old green spot right there that's going to get green screened out. But I was like, it works, whatever.
It's funny. I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, if that was, if not intentional, that's a honestly funny.
Yeah.
And then you posted your, what was it today? Your Blockbuster video today, right?
Yep.
Just like real fast, fun fact, Alaska. I live in Alaska. We just closed our Blockbuster two years ago. Like very recently.
You had one Blockbuster for all of Alaska?
One block. Yes, yeah. Well, we had a few, but like
I know, it's just the thought of that one Blockbuster for all of Alaska.
Well, that was it, right? Because that was where I live. We had our Blockbuster, and that was the prime, like our holy grail of our community, of our town, and it closed down, and so many people were upset. So we all rushed in to like trying to buy what we could, but it, of course it was too late. They can't compete with Netflix and whatnot.
Yep.
But yeah,
it sucks.
Like that.
Blockbuster, I miss you.
I miss you too, Blockbuster.
And you know what? I didn't even go to Blockbuster that much. The only thing we didn't even have, like, because I lived in a small town growing up. We had Colgate Video. We didn't have Blockbuster because it was just a person that had a video store because our town was too small for a Blockbuster or a movie. What's the other one? Movie House.
Movie House.
Or Family Video or whatever. So we had our hometown small business person, and I went to their place. I mean, it's basically a Blockbuster clone, just
of course,
business. But
yeah.
And then then I got that card in Durant, and when I was in college, and it's crazy, 12, 12, 12, and that's like 7 That's 8 years ago now when I got that thing.
Man, how long has Blockbuster been closed for? Like,
No, like since that day, probably they closed the next
probably,
day.
honestly, yeah, yeah. Ever since Netflix became a thing, they're like, we can't compete.
Yeah, they were
Let's call it
still.
now.
Yeah, there's still that one Blockbuster in Oregon. Um, there's still like around here. There's still some video rental places that are
Mhm.
open, but they're like family videos or
Sure,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. They're not big chains.
Small businesses, yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that's the only way that Blockbuster can still like survive is through like small businesses.
Hmm.
But anyway, sorry, I completely got us off track. What
Oh no, that's good.
we were talking about YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually wrote a small list of things that I was excited to ask.
Okay.
Like, all right, how did you get your start with your YouTube?
I've been a fan of YouTube forever. I've had
Mhm.
like 3 or 4 channels, because I just never kept going with it.
There's always a new theme, yeah, yeah.
Yep. So I think the first time I really gave it a try was like right after I graduated college, and I was living like by myself in one room of my mom's old house that she didn't
Mhm.
live in anymore. And I was there, and I was like, you know what? I'm giving YouTube a try. I was working 4 days a week, and I was working like 10-hour days. So I had 3 whole days where I could just do YouTube. And so I took those 3 days, and I was just doing reaction video after reaction video because that's what you could see the most growth from. This you could see easy like views from certain things. You can, but
My
yeah.
100% my most popular videos are reaction videos.
Hmm.
Which is weird. You got to think like I want to put up like content that I take like time and energy to put into, and then like I posted a reaction video once and it was like the most popular thing on my channel, and
Yep.
like my top 10 like most popular videos are probably reaction videos. But like another thing that's the hardest thing as a YouTuber, especially a small time YouTuber, where when you're not getting paid to do YouTube
Hmm.
and like have a full-time job,
Uh,
is time to dedicate to your channel.
yeah.
And I work full time, so like doing YouTube like to any extent has to be all my free time that I have is dedicated to doing YouTube. That and my girlfriend. So
Hmm.
all these like individual things that you have to pay attention to. It's just like how much time can you put into YouTube? How much time can you put in before like a video has to be complete and you need to get it up there? You know what I mean?
Yep. I feel it. It's the daily struggle. It's the grind. You either enjoy the grind or you don't.
Such a
The
grind.
way you have to look at it, or the way I've taught myself to look at it, is it's like my hobby. And people have hobbies, and you may say, well, some people's hobbies aren't as expensive or whatever, but really anything you do, like woodworking, you have to buy the wood, you have to buy the tools, all this. So my hobby is just making dumb shit post videos on YouTube, and if that goes somewhere, like,
Yeah, great. Yeah.
then you get, then what I do think about a lot is like, if this does like pop off, and let's say I am making enough money to where I can just do this isn't my hobby anymore. And it's like, am I going to like it as much when it's not my hobby and
Very
it's my
true. Very
job?
true.
And then it's like, well, what do I do for a hobby now? Like, yeah, and like that's like a thought for, that's like wishful thinking, because, it could take, who knows? It never happened. Maybe it will happen, not going to happen. You don't know. But for now, I just look at it as having fun doing a hobby. Like, as long as what I think about when I make my videos is I make something that I think is funny and that makes me laugh,
Oh, yeah,
and
of
then I
course. Yeah.
put that out there, and then if anyone else thinks that's funny or it makes them laugh, then great. But if it doesn't, then I can watch it and I'm like, this is the funniest shit anyone's ever done, and I've done it. That's just how I look at it. And
That's
if no one
that.
else thinks it's funny, well, fuck you. I don't care.
Of course, yeah. That's another thing. I okay. I love putting like content out there, but I think so highly of what other people think,
Hmm.
which is a terrible thing to do. Like especially on YouTube. Do
Yeah.
you remember your first like negative comment, and how did that affect you?
Um,
did you ever get a negative comment? You're a nice guy, so I can't imagine too many
Well,
people like.
you know, this, like, I get weird comments all the time. Not all the time, but sometimes I do.
Sure.
And to me, it's always like, I don't know if it's me deflecting or anything, but it's like when I see it, I'm like, oh, they just didn't understand. And then I have to tell them, this is what, I'm sorry that this is how you
Perceived
misinterpreted
it.
this.
Yeah.
And then, but I never try to get angry at it. I remember one time when I was doing reaction videos, like when I started, and I was doing like, what popped off real big for me back then was America's Got Talent reaction videos of like little girls.
I saw that one. Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I quit reaction videos because I was just doing it to get like views and shit. And I was like, I'm not having fun with this. I'm not good at it. People are good at reaction videos.
Sure.
And they can
of
for
course.
them. Because some of the channels I watch right now are like reaction video channels. Because I just like, like Real Rejects, Tyrone Magnus. I watch those guys a lot for certain things, and they're good at it. They have reaction faces. They can do the I can't do it as good. I don't have that kind of. I just can't. So I switched to doing these type of green screen /vlog / those videos, and I like those a lot more. And I feel like I can be more creative in those instances. But one of those videos, I ragged on this girl. I was saying that, she did okay, but she could have done a lot better and all this. And I remember it so much because I was drunk too. Have you ever filmed a video drunk before? I used to do it a lot because it was my weekend, and I would just be like, and it would get me in the zone easier to just like free flow.
Sure, yeah.
So I was drunk, and I was like, this girl could have done this and this, and that. Like, you could probably find that video, and there's so many comments about like what I said, and people like trashing me, like this dude doesn't, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like to be hated on YouTube.
Opinion videos, no matter what it is, it's always gonna get flagged. Especially like if your opinion is the unpopular opinion. I did one reaction video that like got 50% like and dislike, and it was when Sephiroth got revealed. For Smash. I don't know if you know anything about Smash. I love it. Yeah. So Sephiroth got announced, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, good job for the Sephiroth fans. I'm not huge on Sephiroth, but like, good for you guys. That video, like, 10 dislikes, 10 likes, 11 dislikes, 12 dislikes. I'm like, whoa! Just watching this thing, I'm like, these people, if you don't share like their opinion, they don't like you. I'm just like, I'm so. Like half tempted. I'm like, do I delete this thing? I don't know. I shouldn't delete it because that's people's opinions. So like,
right.
But what can I do?
I think I don't know how you want engagement in any way you can get it, really. So like if it's negative, then okay, like that draws people to hate on it. If it's real positive, that draws people to be positive towards it.
Sure. Yeah.
It's fun. Like, to me, it doesn't bother me that much because I don't know any of them. They're faceless people. So. That's the way you can put your mind however you want to feel it. I feel the people that say good things, I'm like, oh, this is a well thought out, super smart, nice person behind the keyboard. And if they're hating, I'm just like, oh, that's probably a bot or some 10-year-old,
some jerk out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the outlook that I try to have on it. But like every once in a while, I'll get one. Like my first one, it was like, wow, that was the most annoying video I ever watched. Broke my heart. I throughout my day, I was just like, I could not stop thinking about it. I'm like, I gotta improve more. I gotta make better content so people like this, don't feel that way. And I'm like, well, it's not gonna please everyone,
Yeah.
And then I got another one like a while back, and I never tried to respond to hate comments, like never ever. But I got this one that made no sense. He's like, I can't like. What are you thinking? Obviously, it's like finished animation. Are you an idiot? Get it right next time. And I'm like, what? When did I say that? Yeah. So I was like, who is this guy? So I left a comment. It wasn't even like that mean. I'm just like, when did I ever say that? And that's what I left it on. And then I looked at his channel, and he's just some kid. He's disabled. This kid. He probably has a lot of hate at home. I'm like, oh. I'm the monster now. So, I delete the comment. I'm just like, man, you can't. I can't be leaving like any discouraging like comment on that people leave on my channel. It's just like you never know what the other person's like going through. So
you never know what people are going through. Remember that, everybody.
Not, yeah.
You never know. Be nice to everybody. Be kind.
Everyone,
if you can.
Obviously.
If you have a bad day, and my mom always said, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
That's very true. My mom said the same thing.
Mama say it's good stuff sometimes. So let's talk about, well, wait a minute. I thought about one other thing. Oh, last thing on the comments, unless you have anything else.
No.
I recently, this is what had happened. We do commentary track videos for movies, me and my girlfriend. I don't know if you've probably seen that when you're looking through there, but we do commentary tracks for some movies just for fun, because I love to watch movies and talk about movies. And maybe one day it's like the goal to, put those on Patreon or something with like a face cam.
Sure, yeah.
And who knows? But a lot of people, like the way I do them, it gets views, and I like the way that they come out. I like the way the thumbnail comes out and everything, but people click on it and they think it's like an actual commentary track for like the directors or something.
Oh, the creator or something.
I think, or they just think it's the full movie.
I see.
But
Okay.
I put at the very start, KindaCool tracks. Then I put the full movie commentary track, and I even put like, our channel names under there and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when they click on it, they think it's something else, and people will say clickbait, dude, or something like that. And one day there was a bunch of clickbait things on mine, and that really got to me. I was like, it's not clickbait.
It's not. It's literally. Yeah. No, I get it.
It says KindaCool fan tracks on the thing. It's a fan commentary track. I put KindaCool tracks, fan commentary, full movie for Shrek or whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
And then one day I was getting clickbait comments. I was like, I wasn't mad. There was like 5 comments of me commenting to the people like, sorry that you thought this was clickbait, but I put it's kind of cool fan tracks, blah, blah, blah. Like, I have to be like the super nice about it.
Of course, yeah.
I can't just say like, dude, you suck. Look at the title.
Like, read. Obviously it says cool, kind of cool.
Yeah, fan tracks.
Track. Man, dealing with that, it's just like, how do you go about it,
Right. But it's okay hard, because a lot of the times those videos actually get like more likes than dislikes. A lot of them get disliked, but most of the time it ends up like 60-40 or 70-30. So it's like, hey,
yeah, that
at least
works.
some people liked it.
Yeah, it's a positive.
Even though they didn't watch but like 2 minutes of it.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Retention is a thing on YouTube. Watch time is a thing.
Yeah, I always look at the watch time, see how it's doing. I look at my analytics. Yeah,
you get such crazy analytics on YouTube. I never knew that you could look at so much.
Oh yeah.
Do you have like TubeBuddy or anything?
No,
like that is.
I have the standard YouTube app. So yeah, I just like I'll look at that and like see like how like who are people watching my videos or like what it's being shared on. And it's like, oh, someone like watched my video and shared it on Discord. That's interesting. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, so it's
that's
just like
cool.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird looking at analytics.
Yeah, there's so much you can look at, and it sucks too because it's incentivized the way it looks to like for you to keep trying to get like, oh, green is good, it's red, it's going bad,
it's going down.
Like,
you don't want to be in the red.
What am I gonna do? No, it's going down. All right. I think let's switch gears to something that I wanted to ask about. That's not like YouTube for now. Maybe we'll go back to it. But
sure.
So you live in Alaska, which is pretty dope. So in Alaska, they do have like a dang it, what's it called? Universal basic income, right? Does that work
PFD?
where you live? Because of oil or something in Alaska. And this was like made in the 70s or something, right?
Yeah, it's free money, man.
It's pretty dope. Because
it's nice.
Andrew Yang, you know who that is?
No idea.
So there's like Andrew Yang was running for president this last term. Now he's running Now he's running for governor of New York. His whole platform was like universal basic income for the entire country. And he's like, what do we have? What do people have? We have our data. We have, like, that's our currency. Because he uses Alaska as an example. Universal basic income, they have oil there. So the government was like, well, who do you want to have this money? Us or you guys?
The people, yeah.
And then the people voted, well, we'd like some of it.
We would like the money, please.
And then that's what happened. It got passed. And so now he's like, well, they had the oil. What do the American people have over here that's not Alaska? Well, we have our data.
Sure.
So it's marketable, it's sellable, and we should make money off of it because companies are making money off of us, advertising and selling to us through the analytics of, your cookies and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, yes, let's get universal basic income everywhere. Can you talk about how that happens and how that works over there? Because I'm curious.
I wish I had more information. I don't pay attention too much about it, but the best thing, a lot of politicians here, they want to dip into the PFD fund and take some money out for instead of raising taxes. They're like, hey, we're going to take a little bit of your PFD, but people get pissed off about that. They don't want anyone touching their PFD. So it honestly fluctuates every once in a while. Last year it was, I think 1,000, but you had to be here for 4 years in order to get it. You have to be marked as independent and you got to file for it too. So if you don't file for it, you're not getting the money. I honestly wish I could dip my toes into it a little more because my knowledge isn't as fleshed out as a lot of other people that live in Alaska.
Right. So have you been there for your whole life? Or?
Most of my life. I've been here for, I want to say 16 years I've been here in Alaska. Nice. It's cold. Right now, the sun has finally come out, which is nice.
Yeah.
I could be going out, getting some vitamin D. It's barely up, in Alaska. But yeah, no, PFD, very nice, very free money, very good.
Does it come does it just direct deposit into they give you a check or does it direct deposit?
Direct deposit. Well, yeah, you have options. You can, mine's direct deposit, but you can also donate part of it to charity, which is always really cool. They give you the option. But yeah, it goes straight into my account. I don't think they have to tax it. I think they do tax it a little, but honestly, it's super cool. It's the only headache is whenever you're filing your taxes, you have to remember to put in your PFD. So yeah, yeah, you have to be exact too. How much did you get? Go back in your files to the cent. You have to make sure you mark down your PFD. But everyone gets the same amount every year. It doesn't matter who you are. Even the kids get the PFD, which is really cool. If you have a newborn child, I guess if it's born in Alaska, it will get the PFD. You just have to file for it, and typically the adults will get that money. What I mean? My mom always got my money whenever I was living there, and then I moved out, and now I get my own PFD, which is nice. But yeah.
Dang, that's so cool.
It's awesome. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, and I don't think, and that wouldn't have been how it worked for ours, for the universal basic income here. I don't think it was per person, kids and everything. I think it was
household. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was per person, but I think they have to have been they have to be paying taxes or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. But anyways, I thought that was cool. I wanted to ask you about it because I always think about it since that whole thing happened. I was like, man, it would be, if I got $1,000 extra dollars a month, what else I could do.
It's not a month. It's a year. It's a year.
Oh.
Once a year. Yeah. So not per month, but still, it's cool. Yeah.
Oh, it's only once a year?
Yeah, it's only once a year. Yeah, yeah. No, not per month.
Oh my
God. That would be nice though. That would be really nice.
Bro, that sucks then. Well, it doesn't suck. It's still free, but
still free money. Yeah.
I thought that it was more once a month.
No,
Sad.
Absolutely not.
The one that was proposed is for America. So if it took effect, Alaska's still America. So it would go to you too. But think about that. $12,000 a year.
So nice. That would honestly be amazing.
The plan is so awesome. Like
Mhm.
I I don't like to talk about politics that much, but
Oh yeah.
this is the only part of politics I'm passionate about. Is this because this is money for me?
Of
So
course. Yeah. No, it's nice. It's
yeah,
honestly nice. Like you can get into it.
yeah, and it was the perfect time to bring it up because you are from Alaska and that. So I just had to ask about it. I know people will be like, "All right, I'm skipping this part," but uh, yeah.
It's fun.
So
It's nice. It's the only nice thing about living in Alaska, I feel. Yeah.
if
It's
you
cold 24/7. Like it's man.
and people,
January is the worst time in Alaska.
oh dang,
Gross.
and people think like, I mean, is it always snowy there?
No, 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 no.
See, and I
Absolutely
didn't
not.
think so. People
Mm-mm.
always think Alaska is just their snow 24/7, 365, but it's just cold and dark. A
Yeah.
lot.
mostly. In the summer, we get like light. Man, there's like some periods where it's like light out all day. And then there's some periods in winter where it's dark out all day. Like the shortest amount of time in winter, like in December, it's you get 3 hours of sun, which is
Mm,
just ridiculous.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yep, yep.
You know, I live in Oklahoma, and we get all the seasons. It's a great
That's
place to
nice.
live.
That is nice.
We got snow this year. We've got rainy, wet this year. We got freaking hot. We got like a nice fall. You know, you can get a lot of stuff. I mean, the only bad part is the tornadoes will come after you, but
That
like,
sounds scary, man. Like we get bears, like we get
yeah,
bugs, but like tornadoes, tsunami. We had an earthquake like a couple of years ago, which was
yeah.
pretty strong, but like that's it. That's really all we get is earthquakes. Um, yeah, but just tornadoes sound terrifying. Oh my god.
It's you get
Do
you
you
know
have to prepare your house at all for it? Or like what's the process?
there's a lot of houses like our house here that we're renting. It has a storm cellar in the back. So in the backyard, there's just a cellar down there. So you just open that hatch and go down in there if there's ever anything. And
You
there's
had to
like
do that?
we well, earlier this year, me and my girlfriend's daughter were here, and she was at school. And I think it was a day that she wasn't in school. Like her school was out, but Megan still had to go. And it started to get like real stormy and real bad, and we didn't know if it was gonna. There was one close to us, and it was a tornado warning. So that means take shelter now. So we
Yeah.
were out there in the back. We didn't go all the way in and shut the door or anything, but we were standing there. And then if they blew the siren or anything, then we were gonna go down in there, but it never got to us. No, you get the phone
Jesus.
out. Our lights were out and everything. Like electricity was knocked out. I had my phone, and I was like looking at it, and they were like, we're with the storm. It's over here, and they're filming. They can see it in this like it's like that's one of the good things is that there's so much just not that's a bad way to say it. Like there's so much not city around us that most of the time it goes into where the city is not instead of where it is.
That's good. That's good.
So, but if it hits like the Oklahoma City or more, those are where it hits the worst because there's big cities, and the tornado will hit there, and then if it actually does, it just wrecks it. Like 2012, there was something like that destroyed so much of more, and it was a bad deal. But
Jeez.
so like every 10 years or so, there's something like there
Been a
was
big one, yeah.
yeah, that really messes up some stuff. But I've had a couple run-ins, but never had anything wiped out. Never seen one really. I mean, you see some circling, but you never see you can see a lot of circling if you're close to it. But touchdown is when it gets rough. So never seen a touchdown.
I could imagine. Yeah, that sounds awful. Like earthquakes here, pretty fine. We got a really big one that like destroyed. No one died, fortunately. Like that was amazing. But like our entire roads were just demolished. Like there were patches of land that were just like earthed up, and like cars stuck on little islands of asphalt as the bridges just like fell that way. It's so crazy. And I remember I had this video game collection, during the earthquake. All of it on the ground. Oh, it was heartbreaking. I had a Virtual Boy. It's like a rare console.
Mm-hmm.
Just completely broke. I was devastated.
Oh, it busted.
Yeah, well, the eye did. So like both eyes
Okay.
worked, and then the eye.
Oh,
Yeah, so the eye broke, which sucked. But like, yeah, that's all you had to worry about up here. It's honestly not that bad.
all right. And dying in the cold if your car
Dying, yeah.
crashes and you're like stranded out there for a little bit.
I layer. Yeah, I wear like 5 or 6 jackets whenever I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's not to that degree here. It never gets that cold, but like, my grandma was always worried about me. You got to
put on a jacket.
Put a blanket. Make sure you have a blanket in your car in case you run off the road and you get stuck.
Cold, Jamin. Put on a little blanket. Yeah.
All right. You bring the blanket so that if you can't, no one's coming to rescue you, then you got to put it on for the night.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate to see it.
Yeah. I'd hate to say you get used to it, but you get used to it. Like of the storms, like people think it's terrifying, which it can be, and you get your heart racing a little bit sometimes, but most of the time it's kind of like, oh, there's a tornado warning, and it's like, okay, thanks for the update, and then you just go about your life. Like
you just go back to work. Yeah
you go back to work because it's just that kind of thing. So I envy your collection right now.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
because I used to have a collection. I had some NES games, some SNES games, some Sega Genesis games, and I still kept my PlayStation 2 games. I have those, but I sold away all my, like when me and Megan decided to move in together, I didn't want to take all that stuff because we didn't have a lot of room for it. So I was like, and I wasn't playing them. I wasn't collecting anymore. I wasn't buying anything new. It was just kind of there. So what I did was I was like, well, I can, in theory and in my heart, I'll still have them. So I just took pictures of how they used to look.
Of all of them, yeah.
And then I was like, all right, here, I sold them all. I brought in the whole box of these games, and it was funny to watch the guy at the game exchange, like, look at all of them, like, bro, you got this game?
Oh my God, Buzzby 3D.
Buzzby 3D.
Whoa!
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. He was like, Turtles in Time? Oh, this is like a $50 game. And I was like,
you really want to get rid of this?
Yeah.
I mean, not so much anymore, but I mean,
right. This is like a $50 game. I'll give you $10 for it.
That's always how it goes.
Yeah, and I ended up getting like $350 for like all the stuff that I had, which is probably like worth like $1,000 is probably what I bought all of it for. But it was okay. So I'm looking back there and I'm like, man, I want all that stuff.
Well, that was a big thing for me whenever I moved in with my girlfriend. She I showed her my video game collection. She's like, this is big. It was a little daunting for her. And she's like, all right, so when we move in together, you can have your own room with your own video games, but I get to decorate the rest of the house. And I'm like, all right, that works. So I in this, it's not a huge room. So a lot of my video games are like kind of smushed together, but it's still nice. I'm so glad I can still have it. In all honesty, I've slowed down a lot recently because it's just like, it's been a lot. Moving too, especially like you try to move with this stuff. It takes so much. There's so much boxes. Oh my God, it sucks, man. It's honest.
It does suck. I have movies and some knickknack stuff. Like when we're moving we're actually buying a house, so it's gonna be so great.
Oh, congratulations! Yeah.
Thanks. And we have 4 bedrooms, so I get my own recording studio room. Yay! So I can move out of the garage.
That's nice.
A lot of my videos with the green screen are filmed in the garage because it's just where we have the most space for it to be hung up, and it's so much echo and reverb in there. And even with my like lav mic or whatever, it's still so echoey. And I'm ready to get moved. And buying a home it takes so long. It's so stressful. The process sucks. Yeah. But we'll get through with it. So were you inspired by anyone to collect all your stuff?
I never encourage it. But inspired by, again, Game Grumps had this huge collection in the background, and I've always kind of been into video games ever since I was a kid. I had the Game Boy. This was, my first console ever, this guy right here, you know, I loved him. And just like, I see all these people. I would go to people's houses and I played the Nintendo 64 or something. I'm like, that looks really fun. And I went out, I started buying a few, and then I kept buying, and I saw everyone's collection, and like people doing Let's Plays have all these games. I'm like, I want all these games. I want to do Let's Plays. I want to show them off. So that's actually kind of the inspiration of my YouTube channel was I wanted to show off my collection and like talk about video games. So
and
yeah,
that's kind of what you do.
Yeah.
And it's great. I love the way you do the videos because you do like, I mean, that's obviously your niche or whatever. And you do these like more obscure games that no one really talks about. I mean, they kind of do, but they don't. Like it's very like Nickelodeon cartoon type things, and I'm like, these are games that I'm sure he played and he loved as a kid.
Man, I'm a sucker for my nostalgia. Yeah. Like that's what, if I can inject that in my veins, I would. You know, I love anything from my childhood, and a lot of it, like I think whenever I got a video game, my mom would always buy me like Shrek 2, and not like Mario 64 or anything. You know, it's like, oh, here's Shark Tale for, you know, the
right.
PS2.
It's what she recognizes from like, oh, he watches this movie. Yeah, oh, he watches this. Here's the game for it. That's such a mom thing to do, isn't it?
It's such a mom thing. And that's also like translated to my nostalgia because that's all I played as a kid was like, I just did a video on like Shrek, like a fighting game. It's so bad. It is so bad, but that's what I played, you know?
Yep. I like it. It works though as a thing. I mean, you get the views, you know, like what I hate is that I have like, I'm getting closer. I'm inching up there to 1,000 subs.
I hope you make it, man. Yeah. Oh man.
But my viewer count, like the views on each video is not that. It's not, you know, it doesn't equate. But it's just, I think it's because I do multiple different types of videos. So people subscribe for one type of video, and then I don't do that video until like it comes back around in that week because I have like a schedule. So people subscribe for different things. They don't watch every single thing, you know.
That makes sense.
That could be a detriment, and I kind of don't like that. But I like to make multiple types of videos. And what's cool about your stuff is that it's very similar, and people subscribe for that thing, and they keep getting that thing over and over.
Yeah.
And so I feel like, man, you're gonna be like, I'm glad that I'm so happy you came on before you get to like, you know, 10K subs. And,
that's honest. That's so sweet, man.
And then we can look back, and I'll be like, yo, I remember when Crispy Boy was on my podcast. That was cool.
No, I honestly, I hope you make it to one. I'm really rooting for you because I like your video. Like I was listening to one of your podcasts before. I'm like, this guy's really good. Oh my God. Like this guy needs 1,000, and that's always the goal, right? To like reach 1,000, and then you can like start. I don't know if you would do it right away, but advertising or what's the word? Monetize. Yeah, you can monetize your videos, and then slowly start receiving revenue off it. But yeah.
Yep. Can't wait to get those $1 checks, baby.
Taxable. They're taxed too, you know, tax $1 checks.
So 50 cents, baby.
Woo!
Give me a nice candy bar. Megan
nice.
Keeps texting me. Okay, so this is one thing I wanted to say about Game Grumps. I love Game Grumps too. I'm still a big fan. If you notice, in the video that I did for Frost Dog, I wore my Ninja Sex Party t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, all right.
And then I showed the picture of Aaron with as a gamer boy when I said like I was like the gamer boys and girls, and I showed Aaron's face with with his like. There's so much like there's so much in jokes that I put in my videos that only I get, and I'm like, man. I wish that more people knew what
this is from.
More they knew the secrets. Like in a lot of videos that it's just as simple as like Google searching images. Like if I need an image for, one time there was like meme, like internet meme. I was like, I said internet meme, and I was like, okay, I need an internet meme to put here
In
when
the
I say
background,
it.
yeah.
And I just go to Google, type in internet meme, and then I pick the first one that comes up, and then that's what I put in the video.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's not like, and I do that for lots of things, and I'm just like, I wonder if people think that this is specifically chosen, but I'm just like, it's the first thing.
Is that random? Yeah.
The first thing that comes up, and I'm like, this is funny, and I know that I did that, and I think it's funny, but
Of course, yeah.
no one else is ever gonna know that unless I
Nope.
tell them.
Of course, yeah.
Like right now.
Well, yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to make videos faster and faster and faster, and that's a really good point. So what I do now is, instead of like writing a script and working on like reading off that script, I'm terrible at reading my own like writing. So I'm literally like, I'll press the record button, speak a few sentences into the microphone, press like unrecord. I edit aggressively, just like you. I edit a lot of my videos and I condense it down, and then I do that over and over again, and then I add like images on top of that. So like, just so I can get stuff done even fast. It takes so much time to work on a video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So now I condense it to like just one. I can work on one a day and then like get that done and then work on a new one. It's just, getting that stuff out is so hard.
Yeah, I know it. So what I do is, that was something I was going to ask you about, how you did your videos. So you do make a script. You kind of script it out, type it out.
I used to, yeah.
Oh, you used to. So that was what you were saying. I wanted to for a while, and I started doing scripts, and then I was like, this is taking too long, because I'm too much of a perfectionist for like thinking of jokes and like doing this.
Yeah.
And so I don't do scripts. Everything that I do is just me going in there, and I have a couple ideas of what I want to say and what I want to do, and then I just improvise. Like in that child video that I didn't have any idea. Like I started off the first segment, like the whole Flippy thing was about poop, and I didn't have that in my brain. That was an improvised thing. Today we're going to talk about, and I was like, poop.
What are we going to talk about? Poop, of course.
And then I just went on to like a riff. I didn't even write that down. And then I was like, is this even going to work? Is this even funny? And then I started editing it, and I was like, okay, I think it kind of works.
It's working, yeah.
It's funny enough for me. And then all the fart sound effects, I was like, once I started doing that, I was like, all right, this is great. And then everything else, I had a couple things I wanted to say about this channel and this channel. But really, I just go in there and I say some words and I talk. And then when I'm done with that thought, I wait and I think of what else I'm going to say. Then I say that. And that makes it hard to edit because I don't pause or anything. So I have to go through. And when I edit, I clip there's gaps with no words. I clip out. So I get the timeline of everything first. And then all the stuff that goes through is all me just talking without no pauses. And
we have to have
after that.
We have to have the same process then. I do the exact same, because people don't know. I take massive amount of pauses, especially if I'm not doing a conversation with someone. I have to think in my head. I'm like, all right, where do I want to logically go with this next one? Take like a 30-second pause. Gotta edit all that out.
Yeah.
Every breath of air I take, I edit that out, so I can just like, it can flow a little better, I guess. I do the exact same thing, in all honesty. And like,
heck yeah.
It's just like, it's the easiest, not the easiest, but like it's the most efficient way to keep going. Look at that mane.
That's how we do it. I gotta represent for the, this is how I shoot my videos. I make sure my hair is as crazy as possible. Like, I don't know, like, and I wear a tight shirt so my gut hangs out.
That's nice. Yeah.
That's just a part of how I shoot videos. So I got to keep it real.
That's true.
So I know I'm jumping around, and I think we're getting to the end of this. I think, unless you have any more questions that you want to ask me.
Yeah, real fast.
Okay.
Like I always have, whenever I upload a video and get it out there and like for the world to see, I always have second guesses of me putting out that video. Has there ever been a video that you've made that you feel like it's just like, it's not to your quality and you got to get rid of it somehow? You know what I mean? Like, is there a video that you posted that you don't want on your channel anymore. But do you keep it? Like, is that the question?
Well, kind of, yeah. There's, you know, I think I have those thoughts before I edit it and everything. Sometimes I'm like, I do a video and I'm like, man, I don't think this was that good. And then I edit it and I'm like, okay, it's passable and I can post it.
It's always a little better, yeah, when you edit
there's
it,
some videos that, is it hard to look at me like this?
No, it's good.
Okay. Okay. I'm looking over at myself for a second. I'm like, I look like an absolute idiot right now. But there's some videos that I've privated that there was one video that me and Megan were doing that we were both drinking in, and we were reacting to like these cringy emo songs, emo music videos, like Blood on the Dance Floor. I don't know if you know that. You know what that is?
I think.
Okay. Yeah. Blood on. It's like you got me bewitched because I'm under your spell. Whoa! It's a great music video.
That sounds amazing.
It's so cringe. It's like if you made Twilight but a music video and you got even more emo. Then it's great and it's cringe. But Megan never seen it, so we watched it. We were both kind of drinking, and I was like, I didn't want to. She's like really kind of. She's drunk in it, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna private this. I think it's still privated. I hope so, because I didn't want her to because it's probably bad. She'd watch it and she'd be like, oh my gosh, can you, you know?
Right. No, I get it. Yeah.
So that's one of them that, and I can't really think of anything else. Is there one that you've regretted or deleted?
I've always been right on the cusp of like just about to delete a video. All the time with every single video I upload, I'm like, is this a good standard to have? And I feel like my standards have lowered a lot as I've like aged as a YouTuber, just because I'm like, I got to get videos up. I got to like keep stuff going. And it's like always like, all right, live reactions. If there's something I feel like I'm overly negative on a video, I'm always in the middle of debating whether or not to keep it.
Overly negative?
Yeah.
Come on, dude. You know, leave that in there. That's the good stuff. People want to hear you hate on some stuff.
That is true. Yeah.
That's what I want to hear. Some of it. I mean, you gotta like, but if that's your thing on the channel, like if you don't want to be like overly negative, then yeah, for sure, cut that out.
Of course, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's your stuff, what you want to do. So
it's your opinion.
And if you're not happy with it, then make it where you are happy with it. So. Don't let me tell you what to do.
Of course, yeah.
Don't let me tell you to leave in that stuff if you don't want to. Because I wouldn't want. I'm not gonna. I'll take advice from people, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I want to do on my stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's a great outlook of looking at it. Perfect, actually.
The last thing I wanted to talk about, and this is really jumping around because I thought about it when I asked you about who inspired you to collect your stuff. When I started my collecting, I got super into Angry Video Game Nerd. Watch Angry Video Game Nerd?
Yeah, I love Angry Video Game Nerd.
James Rolfe is one of my heroes. He's so awesome. I love that dude.
He's a funny dude.
And so I started collecting games because I was like, this guy, just the way he would talk about it, I was like, I got to play some of this stuff. So I started collecting these games. And my collection really was just games that he featured on his show. Like, it wasn't games that I liked or played. Even if they were the shitty games, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and all that, I would get those games just because he had those games.
Oh,
you froze.
I think we're cutting out.
We broke Alaska's servers.
Can
you hear me?
Cut it out, man. Oh, we back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, all right, I can hear you now. All right.
Oh, okay. You couldn't hear me before that?
No.
Okay, that's all right. I'll cut that part out.
It was the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing is where you left off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would collect those games just because those were games he had. And I was like, and I don't know why, but I just liked them. And then it just kind of went from there, I guess. And then I sold them all, and it was sad.
Sometimes it's the crappiest game that you have the most appreciation for. I love collecting rare games, so I have this $100 Hello Kitty game for the Wii U. it's rare, crazy. I love talking about it because it's stupid. Because no one wanted this game, and because no one wanted this game, everyone wants this game now.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I love garbage. Garbage is my
that's a
bread and
brain buster.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how there's like you have the Virtual Boy. It's like the Virtual Boy was so sucky that
so bad.
he did it, and he did a video about the Virtual Boy, and it's so funny. And he has like there's only like 13 games for it or something. How many games do you have for it? Do you have any?
I have
games?
3. I have 3 games for the Virtual Boy. They're all crazy expensive, so I'm like, I can.
Right. Man,
they're all bad.
I love that Mortal Kombat machine you got there. Is that one of those that they released? Like,
thank you. This is like the Walmart brand of Mortal Kombat. So yeah, you can buy it that. And I have over there, I'm not sure if you can see it. I have a Pac-Man machine right there, which is also the like Walmart brand. So whenever I'm like working hard at work and I put in a lot of days, I'll just like grab one of those. Maybe my girlfriend bought me that one, which was nice for my birthday. I was like, oh, thank you, babe.
That's so cool. So freaking cool, dude.
I love it. They take up a lot of room, but I love them.
Oh, well, Hayden, I think we're at the end of this thing, dude. I got to tell you, this was so awesome. Like,
it's been a fun ride, man.
You're the coolest dude. I think that we're friends now. Can I say that?
I would have to agree, man. It's been. Thank you so much for having me. First collaboration I've ever done. So like, awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully we can keep in touch and we can do other stuff in the future if you're.
Of course, yeah, man. I had so much fun today.
Yeah. All right. Honestly. Well, shout out your stuff. Anything else you want to plug before we hang up on this thing?
Honestly, just like if anyone's watching this, Crispy Boy's my channel. I talk about video games. Follow me there if you want. If you don't, just stick here. Follow Jamin. Leave a like.
Yay! All the YouTube stuffs down below. All right. That's Crispy Boy. I'm Jamin. It's kind of cool. Thank you for listening to this episode of the KindaCool podcast. We'll see ya later. Bye-bye.